Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is January 4th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery state of California. You can see Arizona and New Mexico. Storm system that moved through the day yesterday had some interesting thunderstorm activity across some of the mountains, out towards the desert areas, brought some precipitation all the way through Arizona. Some wintry weather still ongoing across New Mexico, brought some snow to the Sierra Nevada here. But now our eyes are turning to the next storm. We've got some cold air out here across the Gulf of Alaska to make its way down as we go through the day Saturday and linger through Sunday here across much of the state of California. We'll dive into those details. We'll look at the extended forecast as we have another storm system. It's going to take a similar track, very chilly upper level low, could be dropping some more snowfall across the higher terrain of California as we go through next week also. We'll dive into those details. We go through the video this morning, checking it out. Hazardous waves return this week, January 3rd through 8th, Southwest California. Not as severe as last week, but still could bring some minor coastal flooding, some beach erosion, dangerous wave activity near the coastline. So heads up for that. Stay off the rock jetties, swim near the lifeguards. You can see Eureka, California, also talking about it here. And this is going to be up and down the California coastline. 20-foot breakers are possible. This is for Friday, but this is going to be off and on all the way through next week. And you can see this was issued this morning. Never turn your back on the ocean, especially if you are in the surf zone. Taking a look at the winter storm watch now, and this is 4 a.m. Saturday through 7 p.m. Saturday, Trinity County above 2,500 feet. Pretty low snow levels incoming here, folks. It's going to be a little bit higher, of course, the further south you get across the Sierra Nevada, but still probably the lowest snow level snowstorm so far this season, actually, and it's going to bring some interesting amounts with it. And then we have that next system rolling through next week also. This is Sacramento National Weather Service, a little bit of a better graphic here, I think. You can see snow generally above 3,000 feet, 10 to 20 inches. Winds gusting maybe even up over 40 miles per hour for some local areas here. But the timing is very important here. Saturday, January 6th, all the way through Sunday, January 7th. So you might want to put off traveling. If you can't do it by tomorrow, Friday, you might want to put it off until the early portion of next week here, because it's going to be crazy across some of the pass areas. It's going to be affecting virtually every pass back and forth across the Sierra Nevada upcoming here. And same thing for Reno and portions of Nevada as well. Heavy snow expected. Very difficult travel is incoming here. This goes all the way through Sunday morning, you guys, and it's going to be starting on Saturday morning. Now, taking a look at Phoenix, Arizona, look at some of the low temperatures here, getting all the way down, maybe even to the 30s here by the time you get to the early portion of next week. Some of these afternoon highs, very chilly out there. Get your winter gear out for sure, and pretty chilly really across much of the Southwest USA. I'll show you the graphic on that here in a moment. And if you want a nice, affordable home weather station to watch all this crazy weather we get here across the West Coast, click on that link down below to save 10% off. Great ultrasonic anemometer with this, and it stores all the data for you in the cloud. Highly recommend that station. Now, looking at last night's European model, you can see the storm system that moved through yesterday, and it's pushing off to the east. Here goes our next storm. You can see it engulf the Pacific Northwest, slide down the west coast. This is our next snowmaker here for the Sierra Nevada. Backing up here, this would be Saturday afternoon. Storm system was going to be lingering on through the day Sunday across much of the Southwest here. Finally kicks out of the area. Then another storm's going to swing down as we go through the midweek period coming up here, and that's when last night's European model run ends. But this one could be quite dynamic as well. So we'll be watching that closely over the next few days to see if it trends up or down. And this is looking at the Northern Hemisphere. I like to give you guys visual diagrams of what's going on, or a visual representation. Hawaiian Islands, state of California, North Pole right there. You can see Asia's over here. You got Africa right there, and Alaska here. So I put this into motion. There's our storm system from yesterday right there. Now our next storm is right here. You can see it swing down across the west coast and down across the Southwest USA. Get a little bit of a break here, and then we got another one moving across the Gulf of Alaska. It's going to take its aim at California as well as it drives all the way down across the region here. So you can kind of see a nice visual diagram of just how the atmosphere moves. You can see it acts just like a fluid here, and you can see how the tropical air or subtropical air and the much cooler polar air interact here, known as the mid-latitudes, and that's where our mid-latitude cyclones develop. We call these Rossby waves. As you can see, these waves all the way across the northern hemisphere. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy that visual diagram there. Now taking a look at the GFS, this is this morning's run. Actually, this is hot off the presses. So this is looking at the timing of the system incoming here. If we go on in through Saturday morning, you see the snow start to fly here for Northern California, starts to push down across the Sierra Nevada by Saturday afternoon. There's Saturday evening, there's Saturday night. Now we're on into very early Sunday morning. See the snow still going on here, folks, as we go through the day Sunday. Here's Sunday late morning right there as it continues, maybe even bringing some snow across some of the higher terrain of Southern California as well. Northern Arizona is going to be targeted. Lots of New Mexico as well as that system finally pushes out here. And then the next storm will arrive here as we go through the day Tuesday. You can see another round of snow potentially here for the Sierra Nevada, Northern California, portions of Nevada, as a very cold air mass is going to take up residence here across much of the western USA. Taking a look at total snow. So let's scroll through this on the GFS, hot off the presses here. You can see our initial shot. This would be about late morning Sunday here. Keep going here on in through Sunday night. And you can see some nice snowfall amounts. And again, with the lower snow levels, probably down towards 4,000 feet for some of the southern Sierra Nevada, a little bit higher as you go across some of Southern California here. But yeah, then watch this. We've got another storm system as we go through Tuesday. We're going to add to some of that snowfall here across some of the higher terrain here. But we'll watch that system. Plenty of time to work out those details just yet. Here's the 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook as we go through January 13th. Clear signal here for a big bullseye across much of the southwest USA. High confidence in this occurring right now. And this is the National Blend of Models apparent temperature. So let's scroll on in through this afternoon here. And you can see as we warm up through the day today, there's the valley areas here. You can see the desert areas here. There's Nevada. You've got Sierra Nevada and some of Southern California getting into the 60s. But watch as we go on into the upcoming days. So we're going to scroll ahead here. Now we're on to Friday afternoon. You can see things getting a little bit chillier here. But as we go on into, for example, Sunday morning, look at some of these cold temperatures here, dropping a lot of areas down into the 30s, some of the valley areas into the 20s here. Now let's scroll on into Monday morning. Look at this. You've got widespread 20s here across some of the valley areas. Very chilly air across much of the southwest USA. I mean, even some of Southern California, some of the outlying areas getting down into the 30s here also. We go into Tuesday morning, kind of see that continuing on here as well. And then we're going to have that next system drop down across much of the southwest USA also by the time we get into next week here. So yeah, definitely winter arriving here across much of the western portion of the USA. Here's a risky heavy snow. This is mainly targeting that next storm system as we go through next week here. So the experimental product definitely picking up on that, and also targeting kind of Arizona and New Mexico with that next system as well. We'll see how that works out. This is snow water equivalent. You can see we are quite a ways below normal here. I think we're like in the 10th percentile right now. We might have just went above that here, but we should catch up a little bit here over the next couple systems, and hopefully we can keep that going here because we are below average so far, and we need to start playing catch up here. And showing the drought monitor, we're still drought free across much of the state of California. Arizona not doing as well, and New Mexico doing even worse. But if we don't start getting some better precipitation amounts here widespread across the state, we could be looking at some drought introduction here over the next few weeks here. So let's cross our fingers for that. And maybe as we go towards the end of January, we'll start to get some warmer, wetter systems into the state of California here. But anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos here. We've got some fun stuff to watch. This cold air here is our system as we go through Saturday morning. And then we're going to get a break, a little bit of a break, couple-day break, and then bring that next round of weather out of the northwest. Very cold air mass associated with that, and perhaps another round of mountain snow across the higher terrain. So anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.